Hello, and welcome to the Art of Intuition podcast. My name is Susan Jane, and I believe that trusting your intuition is the best way to live your life with meaning and purpose. Each week you will hear about how you can connect, develop, and trust your intuition through interviews with other guests and my own personal experiences. Join me to understand how your intuition can guide you towards a life full of meaning and loving purpose. Hello and welcome to the Art of Intuition podcast. I'm Susan Jane, your host, and today we're going back to tin tacks today. We're going back to tools to develop your intuition. Now, why I wanted to bring this forward is because there's more than one way to skin a cat. Not that we're cat skinning in here, but there's more than one way to develop your intuition. And in fact, it's really good to be able to test different ways and test theories. And as you know, if you've listened before, I am a big theory tester, and I feel you should be the same. Try different things, experiment with different things, and find out what suits you, what really suits you. So that's what today's talk is all about, finding the right tools to help you, or tool to help you develop your intuition. But first of all, let's go right back. What is intuition? Now, how I see intuition is it is the communication between our spiritual self and our physical self. So remember, we are spiritual beings living in a physical body. We've come here and we need to be able to communicate. The physical body does have the 5 physical senses. The spirit body doesn't have those 5 physical senses, and that's why it comes into the body to get an understanding of it and to experiment with these 5 physical senses. Now, the other aspect is that the physical body has the ability to do things. The spirit body has the reason to do it, the purpose behind it. So when we start talking about life purpose, it's all about our spirit, not about our physical side of things. The physical body has the skills and the abilities to do it, but the actual spiritual body has the reason to do it, the purpose, the understanding behind it. So getting that understanding starts to click. And that's what intuition is all about. It's all about those messages, those intuitive messages we're receiving from our spirit. Now, our spirit is attached to all that is. The physical is attached to all that's here. So we can have a look. There's so many different ways we can look at the two different aspects of them. But the biggest thing is, how do they communicate? And that is through the intuition or via your intuition. Now, how do we get these intuitive messages? We get them through our chakras. So we've got our 7 main chakras. We also get them through smaller chakras, like in your hands, you have smaller chakras. But our main ones come through the 7 chakras. And how do they come through? They come through as emotions. They come through as thoughts. They come through as in a physical aspect, so the body can be changing, things can be happening. And the other last one I call a visual, which is almost like an environmental, but it's a visual. We can have visions as well, so we can see different things. So it comes through those ways, through the chakras and in that context. So that's the intuition, but how do we develop that? Now, we're going to have a look at the tools that can help you develop it. And by all means, this is not the be all and end all. There's so much more out there. It's more about you getting a taste of what you like, or having a try, a different look at it and get an understanding. There may be areas there that you've not seen before or you're not aware of before. So these are really good to have a look at. Now, let me press this little button so we can see. Now, why I put this together is because I've got a new course. So the little ticker at the bottom is sort of asking you to have a look at the course. It is about developing your intuition. It's a basic course. And what I'm talking about today is all in the course, plus obviously a lot more. I'm going to talk about the different elements that are in this course. However, I'm not going to go into all the details that you will get and the downloads and the PDFs and things like that you'll get in the course. So this new course is basically the cost of a book, $24.95. So a general book you would pay that much for, but it gives you all the videos that go with it, and a lot of PDFs to download and stuff to print out to help you. So with no further ado, I am going to give you a bit of an understanding on developing your intuition. Now, as I said, there's lots of different ways to do that. And what you need to do is connect with what suits you the most. Now, when you don't know what suits you the most, the best way is to have a try. So in this, we're going to be talking about, okay, let me tell you. Oh, well, to start with, we talked about intuition. We've got meditation, visualization. We've got a little practice and testing area, sound, mandalas, oracle cards, crystals, pendulum, scrying, automatic writing, and a little bonus at the end. That's what's in the course. Now, I'm not going to go right through all that because we won't have time, but I am going to touch on a few different things and give you a bit of an understanding. What I didn't do is prepare myself better. I should have prepared myself a little bit better, but anyway, we've got it all here, and we can do this. And for those who are on the podcast, it doesn't matter if I haven't prepared myself, as long as I talk about it. It doesn't matter if you can't see it, so it's all good. I hope you're having a great day, a great week. It was a bit of a crazy week for me last week, but things are settling down again now, which is really, really nice. So that's really good. Now, where I look at with this, when I was doing this course, what I was looking at obviously developing your intuition, and it can go in so many different contexts in that. I'm actually calling it our superpower because honestly, no one can, how could I say it? I call it a superpower because it's all about me. It's my superpower, and yours is the same. It's all about you. Because we all think differently. We all have different understandings. Our physical body has come through so much DNA along the lines. Our spirit body has had so many other reincarnations before that. We're all so different, and the environments and the surroundings that we're in now, in the here and now, it's all so very, very different. So there's no two ways that are the same. So in understanding that, when we're really starting to listen to our intuition, to me, that's our superpower, because the information we're getting from our intuition has to really coincide with what we're experiencing in the here and now. And our culture and our DNA and things like that, it all has to coincide. So consequently, when we start to put all this together in the mix, it is a superpower. It is something that, well, no one else does it the same way we does it. No one can do it the same way you do it. It's all about us. And that's why I like to call it our superpower. I like to unleash our superpower. So developing your intuition is the correct way of saying it, but unleashing your superpower is probably more true to the point. So when we start going to that, and as I said before, we'd like to test the theories. Please test the theories. If you can have a go at these, go for it. Do that, because it gives you an ability to practice something and get an understanding of it. So the first thing I want to talk about, and look, honestly, I'm sure if you've heard, about developing your intuition, I'm sure you've sort of heard it all before. You know what it's all about, and somebody says you've got to sit in the corner and be a guru and and sit there for hours on end meditating. Well, yeah, possibly, you'll possibly get there for sure. You will learn a lot about yourself. You will get a lot of information. But let's face it, that's not really the real world. I would love to be a guru sitting in the cave and having people bring me food and water and look after me and just that would be my ideal, mainly because I'm a bit of an introvert. So I'd be happy to sit there on my own. But that's not the real world, And if you can meditate like that in that sort of an environment, yes, that's great. But a true meditator, a true person who's in contact with who they are, can meditate anywhere, wrapped up in a barbed wire fence, if that's what it is. And that's the big difference, is being able to connect with yourself, even in times of stress. Now, you're not going to be able to do that all the time. Last week, like I said, I was a little bit of a bit crazy, a bit of a mess. Things were happening, rah, rah, rah. It doesn't mean I was 100% of the time in touch with myself, who I am, oming here, la la there. No, it was like there was moments there that were challenging, and then there was other moments when I went, step back and just get your head back together again. And we can do that. We can do that in times of stress and worry. We've got to allow ourselves to have that break away from it. Now, when I say that, it's because with this, meditation is really, really important for that. Okay, meditation is the ultimate way of giving yourself some time and space. But for me, it's not how you meditate. It's the fact that you do it regularly, or more of a behavior change. When I first really started to connect properly with my intuition was when I did give myself that time. Now, when you go through the course, you'll find out you've got to look at, I'm going to give you some hints here anyway. You've got to find the time and the space. Now, if you do not give yourself the time and the space, then you're not going to get very far at all. Now, when I'm saying time and space, it doesn't have to be for a passive meditation, because there's passive and there's active meditations. It can be for an active meditation. Now, when you do active meditations, active meditations for me was like walking. You're going for a walk, so you're getting exercise as well as meditation. Hanging up the washing, that was on the farm. That was my go-to place. No one helped me hang up the washing on the farm. And the funny thing was, I didn't want help. It was my time to chill. Now, on the farm, we had a 90-acre organic crop farm, and the house was right on the top of the hill. So the house was there, the clothesline was there too. So I could hang up the washing and it was almost a 360-degree view of the surrounding countryside. And I could just allow myself to actively do something, but intuitively receive messages. You just sort of chill out, because your mind is being active in the fact that you're walking or drawing or painting or hanging up the washing, doing the dishes. Anything to do with water is pretty good too. Shower is my real big aha moments. But anything to do with that is like an active meditation, and you can get there pretty quickly. But the best way to get there is to do the passive first, because what's happening with the passive meditation is when you are sitting down, back straight, or laying down, back straight, shoulders down, in a relaxed position. When you're doing it in a passive way, it gives you an understanding of the information you're receiving. Okay, so once you start to learn that, you can be doing active things and know that's what you're getting in, that's what's coming through. All right, so that's that side of it. But again, space and time. And my biggest thing was I needed to find a space. Now, again, I've got an office in here. If I wanted to use it, I could do it here. I don't like my office with my home meditation space. So I have a space in the bedroom. That is my little spot. I sit on the floor, that's my spot. Back up against the wall and nice and straight, and that's my passive area. But when you're first starting, give yourself, 5 to 10, I would say 10 minutes, because 5 minutes is really not enough. You don't unwind properly, but at least 10 minutes, and try and do it every day. Now, when I first started on the farm, because I was doing my life coaching course at the same time, I would give myself like 10 minutes, and it would be just before 3 o'clock. Like, I'd worked all morning on the farm, we'd have lunch, I'd have a shower, and then we'd have a bit of a break. And that's when I would have my time out. And it was before the kids got home from school. So you need to find, so again, I only probably did it 5 days a week out of the 7, but you need to find that space, that time and that space, so that the time to do it, so you can do it on a regular basis, and the space to do it where you can do it, the physical space where you can do it, where you can have it. Now, it's also nice to be able to do that without the kids banging on the door, or waking you up, or whatever, waking up, being there, or the phone ringing, all that sort of area. And honestly, if you're wanting to learn to meditate, there's plenty out there that shows you exactly how to do it. So my suggestion is, when you first start to develop it, give yourself a bit of time, give yourself the space, and just do it 10 minutes at a time. Just to stop. It's amazing. Just stop. So that's that aspect. Then you've got, so that's meditation, you've got visualization. Now, visualization is like meditation, but it's where you're visualizing a future. Now, I have talked about this before, and it's too long a story to share now. Definitely you'll get that one in the course, because I go right into the story in the course and tell you all about it. So it's all about how we're forward thinking, how we're projecting things. And it's not about how we do it, it's about the results. So with mine, I wanted to have a brand new clean farmhouse. So that was my testing the theory then. So I wanted to do it and have a clean farmhouse. In the end, I didn't work out how I was going to do it. I just visualized what I wanted. And in the end, it probably took 6 months. It was 6 months. In the end, I had exactly what I had visualized. It cost $85,000 and we lost the roof of the house. But we had insurance. So you'll get that story in that, and it does show you or teaches you how to do your visualization. And if you've learned to do your meditation, or you've been doing meditation, you'll be able to do visualization even easier. Okay, so that's that. Now, practice and testing. Now, I'll just show you this. When you go onto the course, you will have these little things that you can download, right? Now, what they are is these cards, right? Now, when I was doing my practicing, like when I was doing all this, I was on a shoestring budget, okay? So I was having to create most of this myself. I could buy the books. I bought a few books, but most of the things I was picking up was what I had to do myself. Now, there was no card decks around like this, so I made my own. And in the workshop, in the course, I have got a printout there, so you can print them out on some card and make your own as well. These were hand drawn, as you can see. That's how old they are. At least your ones on the course will be actually printed out, and different images as well. But what there is 5 images. There's 5 of 5, right? I would suggest you do 6, but yeah, there's 5 of 5. There's a little format too that tells you what to do and how to do it. But basically with these, what you do is you shuffle them up, and then on the back of them, now I don't know if you can see, you can't see through them. On the back of it, when they're on their back like that, you turn around and you say, okay, that one's a circle, that one's a square, and you go through and you put them down on the desk, all the circles here, all the squares here, all the whatever wavy lines, all the hearts for this one. I don't think so. Yeah, so you put them down in where you think they are, and this is how you're starting to tune in. Now, this is almost like an active meditation as well, because you're just looking at those and you're going, okay, I think that is a, and you put it down where it is. I think that is a, and you put it down where it is. Okay, now 25 from 25, 5 by 5. There is a 1 and 7 chance that you will just guess them. Okay, so between 1 and 7 is a guess. That's fine. Anything over a guess, over 7, we're starting to use your intuition. You're starting to use the information you're receiving. I actually got up to, and you'll have different ones. So 8 to 14 is strong signs, 15 to 22 is well advanced, and 23 to 25, correct, is just freaky. Okay, so that's what I've got. Or that you can actually see through the back of them, which is not the right thing to do. We're practicing. The highest I ever got was 18, and I have to be honest, I was looking at them and it was almost like I could actually see through the card. And I double checked and went, can I see through that? No, of course I can't. How come I can see through it? I could just sort of feel like I could see through it. So that's a great way of trying the little cards. Again, you'll get them in the course. You've also got coloured ones. You've also got numbers. So you've got ones you can practice with. Print them out. I am actually going to make them into a hard deck, so you can actually purchase them if you want to for practicing. So that is the practice one. There's lots of little testing there that you can do, and you can just practice doing that. It's just a little bit of fun. It's just enjoyable. And again, it gave me the time and the space. I gave myself the time and the space. I would sit there and go, okay, I'm going to just sit down here and I'm just going to play cards. And I must admit, there's times there when I think, oh, this is ridiculous. Like, I can't do this. But it's surprising. Like I said, when I got to 18, I flipped the other way and I went, oh, there's something wrong with the deck because I can see through it. But there wasn't. It's amazing how you can tune yourself in and start to really follow what it is you know. If I tried to do that now, I probably wouldn't be able to. I'd have to have another couple more practices and get things lining up and get things moving again. So that's that. We talk about sound, and I've got my little sound bell, my music bowls, my singing bowls. Okay, that is the throat chakra on that one. So that's blue. You can get beautiful crystal bowls. Now, sound, how does that help you develop your intuition? Again, it gives you some time and space. I don't know about you, but when sometimes when I'm feeling down, if I put a bright boppy music on, it allows my energy to change. And this is all part of how we're developing our intuition, because we're focusing on our energies, we're controlling our energies, we're getting an understanding of it. So sound is really, really good. When you have different meditation music and things like that, all the sound, the vibration of the sound will help you. It'll help your chakras open and close them up, or not that you want them closed, they don't close, but some could be too big, and so they need to just come back into line. So sound is always a good one with that one. When you find people that are definitely more into their music and things like that, that really like their music, that is how they're allowing their energy to flow, how things are moving. Now, remember, the chakras, we're having energy coming backwards and forwards from our physical to our spiritual, and it's constantly coming backwards and forwards. So having that sound allows these beautiful chakras to just but I don't know, just reverberate nicely. Yeah, it's just really lovely. And you'll find if you don't like sounds, there's a reason why, and that could be just making your chakras go, don't like it. So be mindful of that. Sound is really important, and sometimes just even sitting there and having, I know what I'm doing at the moment. When we go to bed, we've been listening to Tibetan chants, and this lady has got the most amazing voice. Don't know what she's singing. Sing along with it. Don't know the words because they're not words, but it's just the music just moves through your body. It's really, really stunning. Tibetan chants it is, and if I've got her name, I'll put it down in the comments at the bottom. But just listening to something like that at night just can chill everything down and allow you to sleep better. It can make these big differences in your energy and your vibration. Sometimes when you go to sleep and you've had a bad day and you're a bit angry and you're a bit annoyed and a bit frustrated and a bit shitty, and then you wake up the next morning and nothing's changed and you're still shitty and you're still angry. Having this music in between can just calm that down. And it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to wake up feeling better, because the situation hasn't changed, but it allows your body to chill and relax during the night, okay, because it can switch it off. So that's the sound, really, really important. Another one I've got down there is the mandalas. Now, doing the mandalas, and this is what I'm going to give you for nothing. I'm going to put the mandalas up for you so you can print them off, okay? Now, doing the mandalas is, again, another active meditation. And in it, I'm also talking about automatic writing, and I'll show you how to do that. I'm going to blend the two here because I will run out of time. So when you're doing your mandala is your colouring in, okay? Now, in the course, you go right through what mandalas are and you get an understanding of it, so you know what you're doing. But for the benefit of this is, what happens is you give yourself the space, you give yourself the time, and you start colouring in. Now, I know when I'm doing workshops with people, when they're doing the Art of Intuition workshops and we're doing intuitive art readings, just listening to what they say when they start to colour in these mandalas is just amazing. Oh, reminds me of school, reminds me of when I was in primary school, and all these emotions and all these things come through and come up. So as you can imagine, when you're doing this, you're actually starting to get this energy flow. And this energy flow is coming through and you're picking colours, you're moving, you're not always thinking, you're just allowing things to come through. So it's the perfect active meditation. I talked about it before, because your mind's doing something, because you're holding a pencil and you're drawing, you're colouring in, you're keeping between the lines, you are doing an active meditation, because in that you are allowing information to come through. And it's really weird because you get these real aha moments as you're doing it. But my biggest hint on that one, if you're going to print out the mandalas, on your mandala, write at the top what your goal is or what you want an answer to, and then forget about it and start colouring in. Because as soon as you do that, remember when I said to you, ask and you receive it? You're asking, you'll receive that information. You're becoming open to receive information. Okay? Ask. Even in your meditations, you can ask. Your visualization is asking, because you're actually putting it out there. And the practice and testing, well, you can ask too. But it's all about you getting the feel of it for that one. All right, so that is your mandalas. Print them off. They're on the Art of Intuition website. I had to think then, sorry. The Art of Intuition website, .com.au. It's Australian business, remember. I'm going to put it in the shop area, okay? So you'll have to fill in your email address, because that's what we do. But it is for free, so there's no charge on it. You can grab those down there. I'll give you the printout for that one. Okay, so that's the mandalas. Again, that goes very, very similar with the automatic writing, which you're doing the same. You're sort of allowing things to come through. The first thing you need to do with an automatic writing is get into the right space as well. So time and space. Give yourself the time, get in the right space, and allow that writing to come through. Now, that is automatic writing suits a lot of people. It doesn't suit everybody, okay? But this is what this is all about. This podcast today is all about. That's what the workshops, the course is all about. It's about trying and testing different ways. But give yourself a bit of time. You know, if you're going to try something, try it a few times. You'd be surprised. When I was doing those cards, I was practicing for quite some time. And I must admit, I got to the stage where I thought, it's not really working. And then whammo, it happened. And I can assure you, I'm one of these people that once they're proven right, I don't touch them again very often. So you can see that you can do it. It gives you that feeling of accomplishment. It's really, really nice. You sort of go, oh, I've seen people do that before, but didn't believe it. When you do it yourself, it's like, oh, okay, we can do this. This is amazing. So that's that. Next, I've got, so the mandalas, and that's the automatic writing. Have a try at that. And basically, it's just giving yourself time and space, piece of paper in front of you. And I would not go a pen. I would tend to go a pencil, but that's because I find that often the pencils can write a bit better. One of the things you must remember when you're doing automatic writing is do not go back and check it. Just keep writing until you've finished, then you go back. When I was writing my book, typing my book, that was what used to stop us. You'd start typing and then the little red lines come up and go, oh, spelling mistake. And you would go back and fix that spelling mistake. As soon as you did that, you broke the flow that you were getting. So when you're doing your typing or writing, just keep on going until the flow stops, then go back and have a look, okay? And when you're doing automatic writing, a lot of times it doesn't make a lot of sense. To start with, again, give it a month, give it some time. The next one is Oracle cards, and I haven't got any, didn't bring any over with me. So Oracle cards, you know what they're all about. They would have to be one of the best ways. And I don't know if they're the best ways, but they're one of the most enjoyable ways. They were the most enjoyable ways for me because I really could see the pictures, get the understanding, and I had lots of different spreads that I could use. So Oracle cards were really good with that. Great for going, oh, what do I need to know today? Throw down 3 cards, past, present, future. Or, you know, you throw, what was it, there's another one, action steps. You've got strengths, what's happening now in action steps, or something to that effect. You're just creating those things. And when I'm shuffling a deck, that's when I'm thinking about, what do I want to know? Oh, my biggest one was, I did a 4-card spread, sorry. The top one was what the cards were about. The bottom one under that was what the issues were about, like say what the blocks were. Number 3 card was how to heal the blocks, or how to get through the blocks, and number 4 was the results. And I would use them a lot because when I was practicing, I didn't know what to ask for. I know there's times there when you know what you want to ask, and there's other times where you just sort of think, no, I don't really know. So a lot of the times I would say, what do the angels want me to know? What do the fairies want me to know? What does my intuition want me to know? And I would do the old shuffle, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. So when you're doing it, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's how I would do that one. I might even, I'll just write that down. I'll do up a 4-card spread as well, so you can get that with the mandalas if you want to go and download that. So there's your 4-card spread. Real basic, really easy, but it's just fun. It just gives you an understanding of it. And you can use with any cards. You can use that with tarot cards. It doesn't matter. Tarots have a lot more details, a lot more meaning. I liked the oracles because they were basic and they were simple, and I didn't have to learn them all. Okay, with the tarot, I have to learn all the tarot, and there's a lot there to remember, and I tend to not remember that well. Or maybe I just get lazy, I don't know. With the oracle cards, I can just sort of pick it up, and it's got patience, or it's got new love, or it's got, you know, whatever it is, real basic understanding of it. And so it allows my intuition to kick in. I don't have to keep on going and looking at the book and going, oh, it's this and it's this and it's this. It's like new love. Oh, what does that mean to me? What does that mean compared to the next card? You know, so it allowed my intuition to flow in a lot better. And in the end, it just, wow, it really makes a difference. Oracle cards are the bee's knees. If you want to practice something, and you need to have that physical look, go oracle cards. Do some meditation though. Oh my God, I'm starting to sound like my mother. Okay. Next one, because I'm getting low on time, is crystals. So crystals are really good, but they're similar to sound. So they're really good for your energy, help different things there. I used to make crystal elixirs. I'd have clients coming back just for the crystal elixirs, because I've got a little bit of a secret to the crystal elixirs. And I might even put a course out on how to make your own, because mate, they are amazing. They really are. But anyway, I'll often put a pink quartz crystal in my bra on the left-hand side, and that just, I don't know, I just do it, okay? You go and read all about it. I had the crystal Bible. I could tell you everything about the crystals. I could tell you what they meant, what they were. But yeah, guess what? Can't remember any of those. And it's almost like I needed to know them then. I needed to learn them then. I don't know now. I don't need to now. I've got that understanding. I've got that learning. I've achieved what I needed to achieve. I've tested that theory, and now I can move on. And yeah, some of the healings I did with the crystals was quite amazing. In the course, you'll see I've got a great big healing crystal, great big one like this, and all the different crystals that I've got. I've got hardly any compared to what I used to have. But anyway, crystals are really good. Go in, pick out what you like, and just have that for a little while. You don't need to have too many. Just grab a little bit at a time. And even the little tumble stones still have the same energy in them, okay? Especially when you're imparting your love into it as well. It just, whew, it's beautiful. All right, crystals. But I want to show you this one, because this one's more of an active one. And this is more to, I don't know what I've done with it. Oh, here it is in front of me. This is more to having an active one. So, oh, okay, so you got crystals. I will add with crystals, because I'm getting low on time, scrying. Now, I don't know if you know what scrying is, but that's when you look through like a crystal ball. This one is a glass ball. It's not a crystal ball, but you can still scry in that one. But the best way to scry, again, I had to do this the best way I could without any money, the best way to scry is to get a glass bowl and put water in it, fill it with water, and then just sit there and give yourself the space and time to allow that to happen. Scrying is, you see it on like Harry Potter, you know, where they look in the cauldron and then everything happens and moves. It happens like that. Now, the imagery and the pictures probably aren't quite the same. You will see something in there and that will spark a vision in your head. So you don't actually physically see it happening in the scrying, but you see it enough to create a vision in your head. And that's what once you've got that, then you follow on with it. Now, remember when I said last week, we can, with intuition, we can have the logic come through first and then the intuitive messages, or we can have the intuition come through, then the logic. With scrying, intuition comes through, then the logic kicks in. With cards, logic is first because you've got the image, then the intuition kicks in. Okay, so just be mindful of that. You're getting them two different ways. Now, quickly, I've got to do this one before we go. The last one is pendulums. Okay, now pendulums are great fun, a really good way to start. And I'm going to give you a little bit more details on this one. When you hold your pendulum, hold it between your fingers and let it rest over there like that. Oops, I'm going further and further away. Like that. Okay. And always rest your elbow. Now, other people will hold it like that. That's how they've done it. That's okay. That's fine. I find that's a little bit cheaty. Okay, a little bit cheaty. I like to hold it this way, all right, and resting on the my elbow down. And I'll put it short so you can see. Now, when you first start doing it, yes goes clockwise, no goes anti-clockwise. Now, stop it. I haven't started yet. Help it. Go yes. This is yes. Okay, this is yes. Help it. And then just let it go. This is yes. This is yes. All right. Always ask it to define yes and define no. Then go, this is no. Now, this is a bit short because I've got all the stuff in here. Then this is no. And help it. Okay, help it to start with. What you're actually doing is you're training those micro muscles that are actually making that move. You're training them for yes and no, okay? Once you've got that trained, your intuition is coming through. It knows what micro muscles need to move to actually create the yes and no answer. All right, so don't be afraid to move it to start with. All right, because I can assure you, once you've got used to it, it will define yes by itself. You won't need to do anything else. It will just go in and define yes. It's just starting to do now, but I won't have time to do it. So when you start your pendulum work, always hold it elbow down and say define yes. And then you can stop it and then define no. So you've got a yes, no answer. Best way to test these in the course. There's a lot more understanding of this, but the best way to test them is to hold it, do what you're doing, say define yes, say define no, put it back down to flat, and then allow somebody else to ask a question quietly, not out loud. Ask a question and see what it does, because what will happen is that it's going to go yes or no, and you have no idea what the question is. All right. I know I did this with someone just recently, and she goes, "Oh, you've got your pendulum out." And I went, "Yeah, I'm just having a play." And she said, "Can I ask a question?" And I went, "Well, you can ask a question, but I don't want you to say it out loud. Just ask it in your mind." And she went, "Oh, okay." And so she did. I think she asked about 4 or 5, and I just held it, and it went and did what it was supposed to do. And she was blown away, because again, there was I couldn't respond to it. I didn't know if it was yes or no. And I mean, sorry, once it started spinning, it was yes or no, but I couldn't give her the answer because she said it under her breath. She said it energetically. So great way of doing that. So that's all of them. In the bonus, I do in the workshop, sorry, in the course, you do get a little bonus. I can't help myself. My little thing was obviously flower reading. I love doing the flower reading. That's what my book's about. my book. That's what my book's about. That's what I do. I enjoy doing that. I must admit, I don't do it as often anymore. I don't do it one-on-ones. I love doing the group work. I love watching people find their happiness goal through drawing a flower. And then we do an intuitive reading. So it's amazing. These Art of Intuition workshops, they're workshops with insights. So, so that's what we're doing there. So you do get a little free download on flower readings. Not a big one because there is actually courses on those. So, but it does give you a little bit more. So, whoa, I had to talk really quickly. That is some of the things that I have tried, I have tested, I have got understandings for. There is a lot more, but these ones, what I tried to do is give the ones that you could access, whether you had money or not. My first pendulum, you want to see it, it's just horrendous. It's in the course, but my first pendulum I made out of an old chain and this little piece of crystal that I had, and I glued it onto this top. Well, it's all broken now, but that was my first pendulum. When I could afford it, I bought a little one, and now I've got heaps of these ones. So there's ways to do it. You do not need to have a lot of money. You do not need to have a lot going on. You just need to give yourself the time and space. If you want to develop your intuition, the best thing to do is give yourself the time and space. Okay, that's the first thing. And then with what you do with that time and space will determine where you want to go. So have a try, have a play, see what you think. Let me know. I'd love to hear. But that's me. That's all for today. Next week, I'm hoping I've got a guest on next week for you, and we can go from there. But hang on, let me get back out of here. Oh, sorry. Let me get out of here. I'll hide that again. So if you do want to know more about the Art of Intuition workshops, or if you want to know more about the online courses, just jump on the website. It's theartofintuition.com.au. So it is an Australian business, and you can find them all there. So I don't even think with this developing intuition yet I've even got a picture on it. So it's also new. You'll love it. It's going to be great fun. All right, that's me. I will say bye for now. And oh, don't forget the personal growth. The intuitive personal development. Don't forget that. Jump on that one. I am looking at doing lives on there. I'm just trying to find something that's a little bit different. I don't want to do card readings. I want to do something that you're going to get something out of, and I want to enjoy to present it. So we're still looking at doing that. That'll come through very soon. All right, I've got to go because I'm getting late. All right, have a great week, and I'll talk to you next week. Okay, bye for now.